All right, you are listening to episode 108 of Paper Player Podcast. I'm your host, Tony, and I'm joined with Josh, Jeff, and JB, and we have a full crew here today. And before we get started, I just would like to say the best way to support the podcast is to just like and subscribe on all our socials. The best area to do that would be YouTube. I want to be big and bad on YouTube, so help me. Professor, Saffron Olive, and Pleasant Kenobi, I'm coming for you, so get ready.
We coming.
Hard.
Bro, we should have like a commander tournament.
Yeah, we'll fight
all
them.
These dream teams.
We beat them pretty good.
We'll get them. We'll wreck them.
All right. So before we get into
Precons only.
Precons only.
Yeah, I can cheat a bunch.
That way it's fair. Sweet.
Oh my God, JB, you know cheating.
Dude, you have no idea how much that upset me. So I'll never forgive you.
Imagine if I just started stacking my deck against them.
Oh my God.
Yeah. So Prof, you dead. Safi, I don't like how you speak, so you're even deader. And then Pleasant Kenobi, you're from a different country, so you're double dead.
I don't like how he speaks. But, yeah.
Oi, cry me.
Is that what he's yelling?
Oi.
That like very Australian. Right, you're so bad with accents. Don't even try.
It sounds just like him. What are you talking about? I'll pull up 3 videos of Vince and he'll be like,
close.
oi, I tell you what,
Try.
I like this card because
No, that's not.
don't buy this product because fuck it. That's what he says. That's verbatim.
This is really bad. Just
Well,
stop.
okay. Well, it is what it is. So we did a fight night and Jeff won, and then we're just gonna leave it at that. And what'd you guys do this week from Magic?
Robbed.
Oh yeah, you were certainly robbed.
What we learned from the commander decks is if you let the Sauron deck get to like 9 mana or whatever, the game's over. You lose.
You just can't come back.
I don't think that's
draws too many cards. It kills too much
And if
stuff.
you wipe it out, he just plays his commander and rebuilds instantly.
Yeah, he's got like the perfect like anti like arch enemy threats where it's just like Blasphemous Act.
So me having that, what was that card that removes all the creatures from the graveyard?
Crypt Incursion?
Yeah, Crypt Incursion. I did not cheat to get, but me having that and him still coming back from me ruining his what's it called? His Living End.
Yeah.
Is insane. That's nuts.
Well, the Living Death
I still got all these.
Yeah, exactly. Living Death is not what, that's not the card that got us. It was the X mill card where he was able to be like, all right, tap 14 X mill or mill 12 cards. I was like, oh, well, that's that.
Just find every good guy.
That's that. And he's like, yeah, I think it was the double living.
I remember that.
Yeah, it was the double Blasphemous Act that kind of did. We all had like creature based decks, and his deck was not. It was like creature based, but it was like, hey, I'm gonna just cast a Sauron and then beat you down with it. He just had big fatties, and we had little. Like I was a dumb elves deck, you were a dumb food deck, and then like your deck was like go wide but keep the monarch. So like, it was just not gonna do well against.
What sucked is my deck would have been like, it would have started doing its things if he didn't wipe the board 5 times.
Like, that's what his deck was. His deck was board wipes. What do you want?
Well, then what's the point?
At me, bro.
Why would they? Who in our listening group said that?
Oh, they just
My deck was the best deck. They had no clue.
Yeah, they didn't understand. Like in the world where he doesn't have Blasphemous Act, maybe. But even then, it's like then we get Living Death and get like debated. So. So.
That's good. The next one won't be anywhere like that because I got stuck with the stupid Planeswalker deck and
I get
Planeswalker's
mono.
stuck.
I get brown, baby.
Those things are expensive.
Give me a brown
Legit buy them now because those are gonna get expensive. They're like $85 a piece.
Only 10 more than what I paid for the damn Lord of the Rings.
Yeah, dude, for sure. All right, let's just get into it. I don't want to talk Magic, but so today's show notes we're gonna do our Paper Players custom curations. I got some hot ones.
No. You're not going to skip over what we did in Magic.
Okay, go ahead. I'm listening.
I played last of the month Legacy.
Yep.
Took white-green lands in.
Pre-ordered $90.
That's a lot of money.
Yeah.
Went
That's on
301.
Amazon.
Stomp the F&M, baby. What is that?
I think it's supposed to be a fart.
Just go on.
What was the point of that?
Nothing.
Saying your shit.
Yeah.
As the guy who calls himself the F&M hero.
I mean, look at my. I'll pull up the records again. I'm undefeated.
I thought it was F&M End Boss is what it was.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, even
It's
better.
funny because none of us were ever there when that happened.
Show up
But,
anytime, any place.
I don't know. I had a lot of
That's good.
fun playing main board, Sphere of Resistance. It felt so good when people were like, "Oh, you ruined all of my plans instantly."
Dude, that is so
You know,
brutal.
I can never beat you because you're always just like, carpet of flowers.
Oh,
so
nice.
good.
You got Wastelands in your deck? Guess what? Carpet of Flowers. You die. That's pretty funny.
It's so
Oh my
dumb.
God.
I love it.
Yeah.
But I had a lot of fun playing main board Sphere. And
Yeah.
some of the matchups they came out, but like, oh, it was so good against a Delver deck, being like Sphere on turn 1, go.
Oh, for sure, dude.
And they're like, oh, I lose.
Yeah. It's pretty good.
But yeah, I had to send off my Taigas recently, so now I am Taigaless, which means I'll be playing this terrible green-white version of lands for the next eternity until they come back.
Are you getting them altered to Japanese?
Are you not playing the junk version yet? The one that I know it's Mimi, but you're not splashing for Orchestra Masters?
Nope.
Okay.
I will not do that.
All
I
right.
played the junk lands way back when. and
Yeah.
It was back when you were doing like abrupt decay because it couldn't be countered, so you could actually kill their what was that stupid 1/3 creature that when it attacked it got to cast a card? from the
Dreadhorde.
graveyard? Yeah,
Dreadhorde
Dreadhorde.
Arcanist.
Back when Dreadhorde existed, we're like, yeah, I guess I'll play abrupt decays.
Sure, man.
But I don't know. Lands is fun. Continues to be a great deck. And we'll talk about it a little later, but it's seeing an uptick in play.
Yeah. This is your time to capitalize. If everybody's going to be like, Orchestra Master, like, here's a 2020. Good luck.
Yeah. We'll talk about it later.
Yeah. Anybody else play Sweet Magics?
Been doing drafts a lot of Lord of the Rings. Set's interesting. Like, I don't know. You don't always win with like bombs like you feel like
No.
you would.
Yeah.
Like it's actually about like having a really low curve.
Yep.
Like having a lot of 2 drops and like a couple 3s. Like I've been running 16 lands recently a lot.
Yeah.
It feels fine. Just you have to play something every turn.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Like, there's so many 2-drops that you need in that set, or in that format. But the deck I get baited by a lot, and I always think it's going to be so good. The food deck sucks. I don't think it's a good deck.
I've done good with it once, but I had like 7 legendaries along with Frodo and Sam, so like it was a little easier to like
Yeah.
just kind of keep rolling and keep my life up. But if you don't have like that, it's very hard if you don't have like the key pieces of rares.
Yeah, I was just getting baited a lot by just being like, oh, this says like make a food. This says like ATB, make a food, and all that stuff. And then you're like, oh, like that's just like a 3-mana 1/1 that gains 3 life. That's actually not good. Like there are the payoffs, but like man, when you whiff on it, it just is like this deck. Like you'll end up. I've had games where I'm like, I have 7 food in play, and my opponent's just like, here's an amass 7/7 army. I go, well then, that's gonna be that. Like, cool. I have like barely any answers to that, but all the Grixis decks have been really cool, and then I've enjoyed the tempting, and this is where I think, to your point, Jeff, is like why you're able to get away with 16, because you have so many like free loots.
Yeah, oh yeah, there's a lot of it.
Yeah, and the curves are kind of low, so.
Oh yeah. I have the last one I did, I went 7-1 on Arena. I played red black.
Yeah, that's a
And,
good
like,
one.
Amass is just gross, dude. I had 3 of the 2 drops whenever you play a non-creature, or I think you might say instant or sorcery. You ping your opponent, and then I had the enchantment does 2 to each opponent. And it
Oh,
was
nice.
3 mana spells that like amass and then create a treasure, and I had the bat too. It was just gross.
Yeah, that bat's a sneaker, man. If you're not paying attention, that thing's gonna like take the game away. And if your opponent, I don't know if you've been in a situation where your opponent's had like 2 of them, you're just like, well, this game's done. Like I can't beat this anymore.
My opponent was
Those
at
flyers.
7 and I was at 3, and I was able to kill him in 1 turn by playing 2 spells that it was like a mass. I was able to sacrifice it, play another one, a mass, and both of them made a treasure, and I sacked both of them.
You're like,
And it was just so gross.
yeah,
The bat is the one that deals damage when you sack an artifact or whatever.
Whenever
Or
a
create- and
token
create.
yeah.
enters or is sacrificed.
It's
Oh,
both
baby.
ways. It's dude, that card.
And it's an uncommon, right?
Common.
That's a common.
Common?
It's lady titties, dude. Like, and it's a 2/3 flyer for 3 stat, like for 4, which is not like abysmal stats.
Not bad.
Yeah,
No.
that's good. But you should be picking those things up and then just being like, what makes mass tokens? And there's random treasures and foods like looming around. Like you just randomly pick it up, and all of a sudden, like when treasures when treasures become shocks, yeah,
Pretty
The
unreal.
full art one.
I have one of the full art ones.
they're all like
and
they're all like 30.
So do I.
They're all like
they're
30
super
cents.
cheap.
It's a common.
and like so many
There's
collector
your,
packs
there's
were
your
open.
quarter. There's your quarter stock.
Buy like 5 million of those.
I mean, even all the rares that are printed are like
A
nothing.
quarter.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah,
there's like 4 cards that are worth money, and that's like it.
oh yeah. We're gonna talk about that. Where like where the values in the set and how it's like just like
Abysmal.
if you don't hit, it's gonna feel real bad. So, all right, Josh, can you get any Magic in?
I have not played any Magic since last week.
All right. Yeah, I've been doing drafts. I want to go to Epidem so bad, but I just never can find the time. All right, let's get into it. We're gonna go to the custom player curations, and this is the day after July 4th, so you might see a theme. Liberty Bell, 0 mana artifact, indestructible, has hexproof. For Jeskai, you pay blue, white, and red. Creatures you control get +1/+1, have lifelink and are unblockable until end of turn. Is this card good?
Yes.
You think so? I think it's bad.
It's free, which adds definitely to your like affinity. It's
Sure.
indestructible and hexproof, can't be targeted, and you can activate that multiple times.
Yeah. Just you know how affinity decks just always have extra mana lying around.
Well, you don't even play an affinity for that. You just play because it's a free artifact.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. But
I don't think it's terrible. I don't think it's like broken, but I do think it is good.
it would certainly be like making your things unblockable is like kind of nonsense. Like what the hell?
Yeah, the unblockable part makes it a little over the top, but I mean, it is 3 colored mana, specific mana colors that you're not playing in like a single color deck, so it's a lot harder to like manipulate and do that.
Yeah, for sure.
It's not busted. It's not amazing. It's just fine.
All right. Next card on the list is Independence, which is
Whoa.
Oh my god.
Whoa.
1 Jeskai. It is an enchantment. Once each turn, you may cast
Oh my
a
god.
spell
This is
from
busted.
mana without paying his mana cost. This is good.
Wow, this guy's dumb.
Omniscience once per turn seems pretty good.
Budget omniscience.
It's better than that though. You could do it on turn 4.
With my independence, I'm gonna put in omniscience.
Oh yeah, I got a kick out of this card. It's like, oh yeah, just
Be great.
do you like playing turn 4 Emrakul's? Is that good? It's just
Can I
like
say something extremely fucking red?
I'm listening.
What?
It's because of slavery. That's why you get to play it for free.
Oh my
Eh,
god, Josh.
It's a stretch, but I'll allow it.
Cut that.
I'll allow it.
Hop-
He says. Yeah, you can have that. You need a bell? I'll go get one.
I was like, that was terrible, but it was funny. That was funny. That was funny.
It made me
really
laugh.
Funny.
All right, away from slave talk, we're gonna go right into peace, which is a white 3 for a creature type incarnation. It's a 4/4. Creatures can't attack, so no more attacking. It's peace, boys. And then you can sacrifice peace. Target opponent skips all combat phases of their next turn. And then,
Wait. That's the reverse of sacrificing peace. You're going to war.
that's the point.
No,
Welcome
because
to
you don't
right-
skip a
welcome
combat.
to right people.
It should
Yeah.
be you go immediately to the next combat.
When peace is put into a graveyard from anywhere, shuffle it back into. Yeah, I see what you're doing. Well, they're the one saying like, hey, we're gonna have some peace, but we're gonna.
Like, imagine if the ability was like you had it on the field and it goes to someone's turn, and on their upkeep you go, oh, peace was never an option, and you sacrifice this, and then they go straight to combat and have to skip their main phase.
Ever sacrifice this? Why would you ever?
Because you need to attack.
Oh.
You said you're the one that you're the one that rips up the treaty. You
What,
go.
you never
You go.
attack?
You go like this. Assign it, and then you
That's-
take it away.
I don't know, man.
I go.
I just don't know why it would
Presumably.
skip one of your opponent's attack phases.
Got him, pilgrims. All right. This one's medium. It's a 4/4/5. Dies to removal. That's obvious. We all know that.
Oh my god.
It was a creature? Wow, why? I thought it was an enchantment. Wait, I thought it said enchantment. Did it not say
Yeah.
enchantment?
So it can't attack.
Incarnation. I
Yeah.
read that as enchantment.
Yeah, but you know,
I totally thought it was an enchantment. This card sucks.
Liberty. White 1 for an enchantment.
What is wrong with this?
Your opponents can't cast spells during your turn.
Is this a
What?
goatsy picture?
I don't know where this is
This
from.
insane.
You and permanents you control have hex.
I see it.
Yeah, dude.
Love it. You and your permanents you control have hexproof during your opponent's turn. So, this is like a Grand Abolisher. That's
Plus.
and then yeah, exactly. And it doesn't die.
But,
Well,
like your opponents can never
This is
target
the
this.
ultimate hate card. This is the ultimate hate card.
it's
This
tilting.
is-
Your opponents can never
And then you
target
put-
it
Yeah.
because it has hexproof when it's not your turn, and they
I
can't
was about
cast
to-
spells during your turn.
I was about to say,
This is, like,
technically-
untouchable.
I was about to say,
Isn't this just
technically,
a fairy?
forever it will be untouchable. If it was like target opponent, like
You-
enchant opponent, like a curse,
They have ways to. You just Cyclonic Rift. What's the big deal?
my curse of liberty.
Ever heard of Cyclonic Rift?
It doesn't work.
Why does Cyclonic Rift not work?
Because it targets each permanent.
No. Cyclonic is
Because
overload.
return non-land permanents you don't control.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It,
it's
it,
all.
it, it, yeah, it
Instead
replaces.
of us each, it becomes
Overloaded,
all.
anyways. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's why you can do it.
Yeah, it's pretty nice. Too good.
Isn't this just a fairy?
It's too good.
Or it's better than Teferi.
It's one of those cards that, you know, the rules committee will be like, it needs to be banned because players have to not have cards in their deck. I'm Sheldon and I have a lisp.
No.
No.
But Grand Abolisher only has the first ability.
Yeah.
Yeah, Jeff. You idiot.
I mean, it wouldn't be fun because you just can't do anything to it.
you can Cyclonic Rift. They have each
That's
player.
it.
No,
Yeah,
they
but that's
hold
like
on.
it.
Black has been given like each player sacrifices an enchantment. There's destroy all enchantments
Okay.
back to basics.
There's
Ever
like
heard of that?
5 cards that deals with this card.
If you're not trying, I guess sure. Like, fair.
So you're telling me it dies to removal?
I can. All right, last one. Freedom.
Yeah, this is the same guy.
Red 3 incarnation.
Everyone had fun.
This spell can't be countered. Trample haze. Damage dealt by freedom can't be prevented when
Why
freedom.
is- Why is Freedom a fox furry?
Because that's America.
Yeah, dude.
Very true.
Yeah, dude. You got a problem with that?
Oh my god.
I'm just wondering, man. I just want to know.
So yeah, these are the very American themed. Love them all. They're intense.
This one's alright.
This card is whelming.
This one beats the crap out of the ring. Did you know that Questing Beast messes up the ring pretty good?
Yes,
'Cause
it does.
It does not care that you have protection because damage can't be prevented.
Uh-huh.
So Questing Beast stock up.
Yeah, I was about to say, you know how many times I've had to deal with that with Mazaith? Oh,
Yeah, Questing Beast is
It's
such
so
like
even
bad.
know, like, dude, the questing beast. Hang on, you should have put. Why didn't you put the questing beast one in here?
which one?
The questing beast create a card. It's in the chat that I have or whatever in here.
I don't know. Oh, that one. Okay,
Where's the?
I know what you're talking about. I can
I
pull
have
it up.
no idea
Oh,
what the card
that.
does.
Look at this. Okay, before I
Look at
pull
this
this up on stream,
nasty pile.
what do you think the abilities are in Questing Beast?
Uh,
Like the actual questing beast?
Yeah.
haste,
Yep.
Vigilance, and
Trample.
Death Touch. It does not have trample.
doesn't it?
It's haste,
Got Death
vigilance,
Touch.
and death touch.
Okay, that makes sense.
Okay, what are the?
my
It's
God.
got 3 other abilities.
And then
Can't
it's
be-
can't
can't
be
be
blocked by
blocked.
2 or less.
Mm-hmm.
When it
And then
deals
it's-
damage to you, you deal that much to a planeswalker.
Yep.
Yep, and then it has the one that we just talked about. Can't
Yeah.
be prevented.
This is just like the most word soup card ever.
Uh-huh. There's a lot going on.
Most people get got by one of these 6 abilities every time.
Oh,
this
who would have
card so
guessed
much.
6 abilities, huh? Totally wouldn't have seen getting got by
Yeah.
6 abilities.
Every time. Yeah. So
Oh, you should have brought up the meme one.
I can go find it. Give me a second.
The
custom cut.
one.
He wants
in the
his
custom
meme
cut.
picture.
Fine. I'm finding. Here we go.
Give him his meme.
Where?
It's so good, dude. Oh my god, this meme is so good.
Read it for me. Tell me right now.
It's got
What is it?
It
haste,
says,
death touch, vigilance.
Legendary unicorn.
Can't be blocked.
Legendary unicorn.
Creatures can't be
Fair.
blocked by 2. Okay, no blocking. Okay, and then damage. I don't know where this is. It can't be prevented. No way. And then this.
And then this.
And then planeswalkers get the booty.
Get domed.
Yeah. All right. All right. All done with the customs.
that's a good comment.
Oh no, Twitter. Thanks, Elon. Did you guys hear about this? I don't know if
Why
you guys
are we
use Twitter.
putting this in here?
Oh, you'll see. It'll all be
6,000
connected, JB.
posts
Are you gonna round it
reading
out?
6,000 posts a day.
I had to make a Twitter for the first time ever.
Why? So you can read the hate.
Uh-huh.
It's pretty ridiculous. So, yeah, I have an unverified account, so, and I will not be paying you, Elon. I can't afford electricity.
Oh.
Yeah, but
How many posts are you gonna read on the
I,
unverified account?
I immediately it was like
Isn't a
this.
lot because you're scrolling too. And
Yeah.
6,000.
No,
No,
verified
that's for
accounts.
verified.
Unverified
Oh.
accounts only get 600 posts a day. So like I was like, well, they've upped it to 8,800, but you know, who would have thought that the best part was his response was just like touch grass, and people are like, I reached my limit before 9 a.m. You wrote in the. I was just like, dude, how much? It's hard for me to reach the threshold of 800 now. Like I don't really use Twitter unless it's like getting news. But that is it. And anyways, yeah, they have a rate limit. You get that little thing right there.
It's not just that. You also can't see
Yeah,
tweets if you don't have an account, which is awful.
yeah, and
I didn't want to make one.
yeah, and then you can't. You people are so like conditioned to getting into really long arguments on Twitter, and at some point you can stop.
You're
You
just
can't.
gonna get cut off.
You
and
just
you're
get-
like, see, I won. He stopped.
People are getting.
They stopped.
That is the threads of just rage of just
How
like
the internet is.
I want to respond, but I've reached my limit.
Funny.
Like I don't get the last word.
That makes me laugh a lot.
So, Mr. Kibler, he's hit his casual scrolling by 9 a.m. Everybody's saying it's the dumbest change, and then social media sites, how can we keep people on here? Twitter, let's limit that. So I thought that was pretty funny that like a lot of the big people from like a social aspect of Magic,
Any community.
yeah, they're
Don't even
just,
say Magic. It's any
any
community.
community, that is fair. Any community are just like, God damn it, like I have to do something else, and there's just like, I didn't really care for the reasoning.
How do I grind my engagement now?
So many people are like, not sure if anybody can see this because if you're posting stuff, people can't see it if they've reached their limit for the day. So like, all these like fake achievements that you like, look at what I did on Arena, la, 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 or like this is a deck list. It's just all cut off. Like, just can't see it. So
How many posts do you make?
you can only see
No,
if
you
you're
can only read.
you can only read 6,000.
Yeah, imagine if you were like, ooh, I really want to see the deck lists because I want to know, and then you read like 3 of them, and it's like, no more.
Yeah,
So you
Top
finish-
8,
you
try
finish
top
that-
3.
yeah. So
You
I
can finish that in like literally 2 hours or whatever.
6,000 or
Well, it
8,000.
depends
It's a
on- I
lot.
was about to say, it depends how much you
600,
sit on
600.
Twitter.
600 I can finish in like
600.
half. So there's a flaw with it, and I don't know if they fix it, but like if you open up Twitter and then you leave it, right? You don't touch Twitter, and then you go 4 hours later and touch it, and you hit like get to like current. It'll scroll past. It'll scroll past like 300 things like immediately, and then it's like 300 you
Lock
read.
you out.
Yeah, I was like, so you have to like hard close. You have to hard close the client, like on your phone. You have to close the app and then go back in. So then it starts you at the top versus like it scrolling you. Like, do not hit that button because you will lose 300 tweets. Like, just so.
Glad I don't Twitter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Yeah. So everybody who's on Twitter,
Since I was a kid.
they all hate. This is what they think of Elon Musk. But I got a kick out of just a lot of the Magic community being upset. I don't really look at anything that's not Magic related, so I don't care. All right, guys, the search is over. It's been found.
Right.
All right.
Didn't,
It was like the day after we casted too. Someone,
was about to say, it was
It
like
happened on
right after.
yeah, it happened on Friday for the FNM. So yeah,
I'm pretty sure it was found before then, though.
Yeah, because they got
Yeah,
it
'cause they got it
graded
graded.
officially by
oh
Friday.
oh for
He
sure.
had
My
fly
guess is
out
that they
to-
flew. Yeah, they flew out to
Yeah.
Texas or whatever.
Yeah, it's
No, it's
pretty cool.
like,
I think PSA is in Texas, ain't it?
I don't know where it is. It's at.
no,
Because
I
I was
thought
thinking
it
about
was
getting my
somewhere
tabernacle graded, and I was like,
in
how much would it
the-
cost?
Midwest. I thought.
Either way, it's distance from Canada is
Yes,
quite
he had
some.
the person had to fly.
Yeah,
Do you
So-
think someone in
Yeah.
Canada found it because the place is on fire?
It
Like
was.
Mordor?
yeah.
Confirmed.
Oh baby.
Canada.
This is he's got to immediately sell it to the embassy so they can cover pay for all the the few firemen's. Yeah. So whoever
It looks
found
like
this,
it's extra.
I don't know. It looks so different, but the guy in Canada that got it,
Oh baby. Haven't heard that one in a minute.
he is the one. He got it.
You gotta go back to TikTok for that.
He's the best. That guy rules. Congratulations, Canada, and your
The one
call
who
for the
got
last
the one, or the
dollars.
guy, the artist.
He hasn't sold it yet.
Well, it's claiming to go to auction, which is probably the worst way to go about it. But let's be real. The $2 million offer is it, or the are these offers now that the ring has appeared? There's so many memes of just disappearing, that Homer Simpson disappearing into the bush. I'll pay you $2 million. Yeah. So the search is over. It was really anticlimactic to be honest with you. It was just yeah, that's real, and that was it. There's no fun story about it, and it was actually on the same
they-
day
I
that was
really
Sorry
thought
about
they
it.
were gonna have someone came up with a really good idea that I thought
There
was
was, a
100%
sports store.
that they would put a holder in there that would say "Come claim it," and then you would get a flight out to Seattle,
yeah.
and they
I
would
thought
hand
would
it
be
to
like
you.
that.
But on
And
Friday,
then they could make a huge story out of it, and here's the guy who got, or the person who got the one ring. Wow.
yeah.
It
So
was super risky to put it in a pack like that.
yeah.
Mhm. Hey,
Especially,
I guess more
But,
power to them. Now we know they'll do it,
But
which is kind of cool.
Dude, this stuff was on
They
the
went to, a
news,
sports.
too.
I thought it was a sports guy that got it.
yeah, he went to his local shop that happens to be a sports cards dealer.
No, I thought it was he owned the dealer. I thought it was a
No, the
dealer
guy
dealer.
the guy who's claimed it, the guy who opened it, has remained unnamed. He's not. We don't know who he is yet, but he went to this the place as hey, I need to tell somebody. Can you help me with this? And then so forth. And so far, the publicity of it has been through the storefront, and the guy, I'm sure he's out there if you really dig, but his name is not public. People don't know who the guy that's opened it is yet. And I think he's trying to remain anonymous.
I wouldn't want people to know either, man.
Right. But he wanted to I'm sure he was oh my god, I opened this, what do I do? Went into panic mode, and then was okay, well, I gotta do something, and then probably went to not a magic shop, he went to a sports car dealer and hey, I need help with this. What do I do?
Right.
So good move on him, in keeping his anonymity, which is important at this point. And then once he sells it and gets his $1 million or however much it is, then do what you want. You have $1 million. But yeah, it's pretty exciting. It's cool. The theories of it being a random streamer getting it good on Watsy for it truly being random. So that's cool.
Yeah, I really thought it was gonna be U.S. West Coast or East Coast.
Yeah,
but-
I think most people did, but again, nobody's. Yeah, this is the company that he went to, Dave and Adams. That's who is representing it, or whatever.
Well, yeah, they were the ones who put out the first $1 million
Yeah.
offer.
So they're the guys that are hey, by the way, maybe it's in your best interest and don't tell anybody. But I don't.
Who you are.
Yeah, well, if it goes to auction, I don't, and that's the plan of it. I don't know what that number is, but everybody has heard about this thing. It's in it's on USA Today. It's everywhere. So this is not an unknown thing. So you're probably gonna get some whales that are outside of the Magic community that are looking for this because it's basically a piece of artwork.
Right.
And the consequences of the box, the one ring being
It
found.
really dropped.
It dropped to 340, and then it's creeping back up to 400 because everybody realized that you can still get serialized soul rings that are about going for 5 figures.
Yeah. Well, I wouldn't say 5.
Oh,
Certain
they are.
certain numbers are.
Yeah.
Are.
I mean, the
I've
good
seen a
numbers,
bunch, though,
right?
from 10K to 13K.
Yeah.
Dude, I saw
The
someone with
open
the
one.
003, 3 of 300.
Yeah.
I was like, man, I want some palindrome numbers on my box toppers.
Okay.
Regular boxes,
Yeah,
the
we-
set boxes are like super cheap now. I want to say I saw draft boxes for like 130.
Well, why? Because it's no different. It's not like the ring could come in those.
They were still expensive though. They were like over 200 before the ring was.
I don't
opened.
understand why those would
That
lessen.
yeah, I don't know. I think there was a huge rush to get this product, and maybe there was like a lot of fools out there buying the wrong product in
Yeah,
anticipation
they
of
just
thinking
thought
it.
it was right.
Also,
Yeah.
a lot of people like the ring and Bowmaster. Like, it's cheaper to get that than a collector booster to try to open those things.
Fair, good point. The sub booster is probably your best way to go right now if you're trying to get
Yep.
1 to 2, or if you just get the this weekend, this Friday, the holiday, not the holiday one, whatever the specialized one. I think it's the holiday one. Maybe it is. It's like the one that you have a guaranteed ring in it, plus a Gollum, a Frodo, and whatever else. It
And
gets,
Sam, yeah, they make the picture.
yeah, so those things are guaranteed in it. That's like the holiday, the promo bundle or something. So you get 8, collector boosters, not collector. You get 8 regular boosters in there plus the one ring. So like those were like retailing before the one ring got crazy at like 75, 80, and now they're like 130, 140. So
There's also in your sample collector pack in Commander decks. If
Yep.
you open the borderless foil ring, they go for like 800 to
Like
900 bucks.
$1,000.
yeah,
Yeah.
it's the only way to get
place
it.
You can find it.
Yeah. There was a tweet from like the owner of Star City Games who was just like, "Hey, how about you guys like list out the ways that you can collect certain like the ways that you can obtain certain things like because it's not
Which is
clear."
crazy considering, they opened millions of packs or whatever.
Yeah, because they're just confused. Like I don't know how like we're getting this and that. So
And it's their job to know how to do that.
yeah,
I love that it's Dumbledore, dude.
that's only a few people pointed that out, and I was loving it.
Oh yeah!
So I was enjoying that. But so out of all the things that you can get right now in the Lord of the Rings, these are the things that are worth money. Is the One Ring obviously, and there's variants of it. So there's like a $70 version. There's this borderless version, which is like $54 you can get on TCG. Orcish Bowmasters is at like settling around like $70 or $37. And then you have the Delighted Halfling that's like 18. And then the next thing from the main set that is the most expensive is the Nazguls. Nazguls are about 12
like
bucks.
12.
Yeah, I actually happen to have one. I was like
Because
looking
everyone wants
I
one of
have
each
2
or
out of the
whatever.
9.
or 9. It's actually a hard thing to get.
That's what I mean. One of each is what they want.
Or their 9 of their favorite art. It's difficult to find.
Oh,
Like that's that's actually a feat to do.
yeah.
And then you have the 2 cards that come out of there's 2 cards of the commander decks, which is 4th Airlings or whatever it's called. I think. How do you say that, Josh? Yeah, I think you like Lord of the Rings. I don't know. 4th Airlingas. I don't know.
It's on the screen.
I don't know that word either. Eurolog is.
Yeah, there you go. Okay. And then
I have no
lastly,
idea.
Raise the Palisades. This card was in the Elf deck, and this card's actually legit. This card's real good.
Eurlingas.
Yeah.
Orlingas.
But
I have no idea.
outside of these 5 cards, it literally falls off a cliff to like bulk. Like, yes, you can get like the foil pimped, like the ring variants are like in the $10 range, but like a regular Gandalf that's mythic is like $3. Like there's just not, and like the Saruman is it literally just falls off a cliff, and so
Yeah, the next expensive things would be like the reprints and like the Commander decks.
yeah, the reprints there, and then all the box toppers, which I think the box topper, so they have it's called like a surge foil, and those things are like $700-800 pop. So those are pretty interesting.
I got my 1 box topper, paid for my Commander deck.
That's pretty sick. Nice. As long as you don't get like Bojuka Bog, everybody's pretty happy. If you get Bojuka Bog, people get pretty upset pretty quickly. But yeah, these are the prices. All right, so we got some modern and legacy shakeups, which everybody knew from the get-go, like Orcish Bowmasters was going to be the bee's knees. And I'll be honest, I was not on the One Ring train. I thought this card was $10 bulk. Like, I don't know.
I thought it would see play. I didn't think it would be as popular as it is.
Yeah.
Oh man, like in Modern, what other way you win it other than
It'll
Dome?
be like Omnat decks are running it, and like they already are like a deck you don't want to grind against.
Yeah.
And this just gives them even more like answers and inevitability, and it's just disgusting.
Yep.
So
Real good.
let the format adapt, and we can kind of talk about that. But here are there's that Omnath deck that you're talking about. You know,
All I'm gonna say is
Yep.
it's really tough for a 4-mana costed spell that has indestructible to be taken care of in modern, other than counterspell.
no, you're wrong by a lot. It's
I guess
okay.
like spell pierce maybe.
No,
Well,
you're
there's other answers.
Leyline Binding. That's a pretty popular one.
That's
Like,
right.
That one's
Any-
huge.
Any red deck can run that 2-mana spell too that deals 1 damage to up to 2 creatures, or it's just straight up exile target artifact. Like,
So-
there's plenty of ways to like deal with it.
Yeah,
It's just the format needs to adapt.
yeah.
I don't think it's ban worthy.
In Magic Online, like again on Twitter, from what I was limited to, people are like, "Hey, I pay like Mana Traders like $80, and I can't get the One Ring. Like this is bull. Like this is bull crap." And they're right. Like that sucks. Like so a lot of people can't get access to the card, and like everybody's just yearning to play it. They're like, "I got to see how this thing plays out," or they've watched streams how it plays out, and the card is like pretty ridiculous. But
It's super expensive to buy too. It's like
Yeah, it's
I think
like-
80 or 90 online.
yeah, it was similar to like when Ragavan came out. I remember I bought my Ragavans at like 120 cash, just so I could test with them, because they were just impossible to get for one of the energies. But yeah, there's ways to deal with that. But yeah, there's that deck that's got it. What the hell? No, there we go. The Urzatron decks are kind of all coming out of the woodworks because Karn the Great Creator is good also against it. Oh no, hold on.
No,
I messed this up. I gotta do something different. I have 5 of the deck lists.
Karn the Great Creator seems like a great answer to the. I called that card being busted, dude.
It's
That
always
card is forever.
I feel like everyone did, man.
Yeah.
Like, it was pretty obvious that the card was going to be gross.
so you got
that card is forever.
you
a
have, like,
nightmare.
breach decks that are playing 2 of the One Ring just because it buys you that extra turn, so you can like get to the next thing. You got the Omnath decks that are playing. These are like the control variants. Is like mono white demonic tutors. The
Horde toolbox.
yep, that is playing
What's
4 delighted.
Delver look like?
This is the deck that has 4 delighted halflings and the Orcish Bowmasters. Delighted halfling making the One Ring uncounterable because it's just legendary spells is real big. So that one's a big one.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, that
And
one's
it allows you to resolve your Yawgmoths at the same time.
yep. So yeah, and then they have these. This is like the Rakdos deck that's like playing Orcish Bowmasters that is like completely all in on like I'm gonna beat you before you in One Ring. Like I'm going to lock you out of this game, and it's got Griefs. You know the classic like get my thing out of there, and then it's got 4 Orcish Bowmasters for when you want to do nonsense. So it's that's the response right now is the Rakdos scam deck is like all against it, and then it's also playing Mount Doom, which I thought was pretty interesting, which is like the pain land that like you can sacrifice a legendary creature and then something else, and then you do something to them.
It's a legendary artifact.
Yeah.
And it's a red, black, and 5. You destroy all creatures but 2.
Nice.
Because it's thematically to be that
Still
Frodo
play-
and Sam throwing the ring into the fire.
Yeah. So this deck
You
goes
can
like super
still
ham.
play expressive iteration in modern.
Yeah, it's still there.
Yep.
Yep. And then the Tron decks. So, and then Legacy, which is just like, okay, it's just, let's just get Orcish Bowmaster into every single deck. So you got Death Shadow. So that's
Damn it in, baby.
Death Shadow, that's a Yorion variant. You got Jeskai Delver. Yeah. So the Jeskai Delver is just specifically a Delver deck that's responding to Orcish Bowmasters. But it also has,
I just love that it's like, I love 4th
Wolf
Arrow
Monarch.
Lingus.
yeah. That card is
so good.
ridiculous.
I
Yeah.
love it. I needed to see more play because it's so dumb.
Yeah. And then you have Grixis Delver, which is the Delver deck, but now they're splashing Arch
Drawing
Bowmaster.
more cards. How does drawing more cards go against the Bowmasters? Or
Playing.
it goes against the One Ring.
What do you mean?
I was trying to figure out how, because the Delver deck is adapted to drawing more
bone.
cards.
Yeah, I mean it's playing like Snuff Out doesn't hit the Orchestra Masters, but it's like either you're with it by adding Swords of Plowshares, which is like a big thing.
The Jeskai one is what I was talking about.
Yeah.
Oh, I missed it. There's a STP in this list, eh?
Yeah, it's the numbers are super weird, but it's playing this fourth, Aer Lingus just because everybody's doing nonsense. You're like, all right, I'm just gonna hit you for like 8, like, and then you can
create a bunch of tokens.
also you can like Mystic Sanctuary on top of your deck, and then Daze Mystic Sanctuary, and then you're just like, oh, I actually can't beat this card. So that's, yeah, pretty interesting. Counterbalance is probably gonna be a big one that's gonna kind of come out of the woodwork. Because if everybody's playing Orcish Bowmasters, 2 drops are going to drop like it's hot. So, get those things going.
Spell Snare good again?
No, it's not, unfortunately. It just whiffs too much.
That card is so... Spell Snare is just one of those cards. That,
Yeah. And then here's the response to the challenge. So everybody was playing these Orcish Bowmaster decks, and everybody's like, okay, so the back-to-back challenges, it was a Mystic Forge deck that's just straight up like defense grids. Like
that looks so ridiculous. It's like, oh, I love this.
This deck is great. Yeah, so it's just like I'm in the 1 ring deck, and I'm going to turbo out turn 2 rings. But I'm gonna first go turn 1 defense grid. So nice Force Will, and then I'm gonna go turn 2 the 1 ring, and then you're gonna super lose because I'm gonna go Paradox Engine, and then that's it. That game is over. Like,
I will draw all of the cards.
Yeah,
Thank you.
You will auto lose immediately. Yeah. Well, it's funny because you like make so much mana. And you're like, all right, I'll cast Emrakul now. It's like, what? Like, what's going on here? It's like, yeah, that's how I'm gonna smoke you by. Again, and then there's Bomberman that's playing the 1 ring, which is Auriok Salvager, and it's got Boromir, Gondor Hope, and all this other stuff. So it's just the same kind of build where it's like, hey, I'm gonna be finding a way to put the 1 ring in there, then use my Mox Opal Loops, and then get the 1 ring, get infinite mana, and draw, and then just beat you. So again, both Karn the Great Creator decks.
You know, card's really good against this deck. Stifle.
Stifle's pretty sick, yeah.
Is Boromir's the one you can sack to give your creatures indestructible, right?
Yeah. And then the Artisan Rocks decks, these are like the Orcish Bowmaster decks. This is what Elves has kind of evolved into, which, again, you want to play Allosaurus Shepherd.
Kind of cool. I like the deck.
Yeah, Allosaurus Shepherd.
Orcs, though.
Say it again?
I said elves hate orcs, so...
Yeah, you're really just playing Allosaurus Shepherd, so you can natural order it away, and then it... So it's
not worry about stuff getting countered.
Correct, and then you're just like, all right, create a hoof, and they're like, oh, yeah, my deck sucks.
Or play free Green Sun Zeniths to go get the best cards in your deck at any point in time.
Yeah, also Grist is tutorable with Green Sun Zenith, and that card has just been catching people out of left field, like left and right. Like, people are just not paying attention. Like, this is like a pile deck, but it's your new Gaia's Cradle deck. And then you got your Stoneblade, which is just, people that can't put this deck down that brought back Orcish Bowmasters. They're just like, I'll splash this for. We got a reason.
Get this deck out of here. I hate this deck.
It's pretty. The only upside I will give it, it's like one of the few Teferi decks running around, which is good against Orcish Bowmasters because then you can resolve your brainstorms freely. You're like, okay, like I don't have to worry about getting got here. But yeah. So that's the things, and here's the cards that I've like come up with to fight against it, right? So Orcish Bowmasters, I know before the cast we were talking, Josh was saying like cards like Gutshot are pretty big.
Or hear me out. Mm-hmm. You just don't play blue. That's it.
Well, also you could just play the 2 mana spell I mentioned because it's good against the 1 ring because I exile it and it kills Bowmaster and the token.
Oh yeah. So do you have Dress Down? That's
I forgot
what it's called. It's from the Lord of the Rings set, but it's 1 red and 1, and it says choose 1. Deal 1 damage to up to 2 creatures or exile target artifact.
It's basically like the replacement to a Braid because a Braid says destroy and this says exile. And it's the dealing 2 damage. It deals the Orcish Bowmaster and it deals the ETB portion of it. Or if you're lucky, like you can like deal like the Ragavans, whatever, other ones that are dicking around. But then you have Dress Down, which is like a pretty good answer to it. Like it's like, okay, well, like at least my brainstorm gets to resolve and not have to worry about this nonsense. And then Plague Engineer is obviously just a great card against it. You're just like, I'm gonna drop a Plague Engineer, and you're like, oh, I'm gonna name Orc, so you better have something. So
question.
Yeah.
Should I try the 1 ring in lands?
Yes.
Do you think it's good?
I think it's.
I don't think it's a
I think it's.
four of
I think.
that, though.
Why wouldn't you? Why wouldn't it be?
I guess. I don't know.
How do I
When
fit
you
it in
take
as a
out,
4 of?
yeah.
I don't know, man. Like
That's the problem.
the
It's
the,
like,
the meme of the One Ring is it's identified the 4 weakest cards in everybody's deck, and you immediately take those out and put the 4 rings in.
but it's like the core package is all I have left at this point.
Take out Dark
Utility
Depths.
lands.
That stuff's weak.
I guess. I mean, you're an exploration deck, so the thing you want to do the most is dump your hand and then draw a million cards, right?
Yeah.
Seems good. I don't know. Maybe play 2.
I played yeah, I could play not 4.
Oh, you just cut Sylvan Library. Get that card out of your deck.
I played a 1 of Mana Bond.
Yeah.
I forgot to mention this. It's really funny because someone I was playing against Thoughtseize me on turn 1 when I was on the draw,
Yeah.
and I revealed Mox Diamond, or not Mox Diamond, I think it was on the play, whatever. I was on the play. I reveal all lands and a Sphere of Resistance. He takes the Sphere. And then I top deck the Mana Bond and just play it immediately and make a 20/20 and win the game. I loved it. It was great. It's like, check this out. I love Mana Bond. I'm keeping that card in.
Okay, well,
Play that trash all day.
try the One Ring in the lands list. I'm sure you can find a spot. Like you need 2 of them or a way to get rid of it yourself. And
Yeah.
Boseiju is not that answer. Let me just tell you.
Yep.
So this is like your Orchestra Master gut shots, and everybody can play this kind of deal. So like if you're truly like frightened about that card, you're just gonna have to keep some gut shots. The only thing that's the downside is most Orchestra Bowmaster decks come with Griefs and or Thoughtseize. So like you're like get out of jail free cards don't really work that well because they will see it coming. And then the One Ring. Do you lose life for each? Yeah, okay, you do lose life. I was like, can you Thawing Glaciers and get rid of this? No. Oh, what's the other one? The Glacial Chasm? Yeah, you can't do that. All right, so because the format hasn't shifted to the plethora of answers that exist, obviously Karn is a great one. Force Negation, you should get your Force Negations like as soon as possible. Terra Sunder is not a bad card because it also hits the One Ring and Urza Sagas, and also you can kick it. But yeah, get your Force Negations while they're cheap. They're a good answer to the ring right now. And then Terra Sunders is obviously a solid one too, just because decks can play it. It's not bad. Other cards, Narset's a great counter against it. Haywire Might, that's a big one too. Pithy Needle.
Might's a blowout.
Haywire Might's a big one. So like Urza Saga decks have some serious game against the One Ring. So these are like your main deck answers that you can just like have against it. And then whoops, I don't want to go there. There's a few other answers to the ring as well too. Like you don't have to just go solely into that, but the format hasn't fully adapted to what is available on the market, and you will see the shift of like more Haywire Mites in sideboards or main decks, or Terra Sunders, whatever you see, Narsets, you name it, Orchestra Masters, all that stuff will be showing up soon here.
Terra Sunder.
Yeah, a good metagame thing to go heads up against the ring is playing Phyrexian Metamorph, so you can copy their One Ring, so that way you get the effect, and then like you're in this like yeah. So there's a lot of tech going on right now, but it is claimed to be the best 4-drop in that format right now. And so if you haven't tried it out yet, or at least watch the stream or watch like some YouTube videos of it, when you see it in action, it'll be crystal clear why this card is the absolute nut. Like it is, if one resolves, you're probably going to lose that game. So it's this weird battle of how to get this not to resolve, but then that's a discussion of how do we beat uncounterable spells and yada yada yada. So the One Ring is the nut. Any comments, questions on this thing?
Nope.
For your card.
Yeah.
I'll admit I was a hater.
I did. I
didn't think it was gonna do anything. I was like 4 mana, never.
Well, that's what everybody thought, but I guess nobody. Well, I shouldn't say nobody. The internet connected the dots of these are insane multiples because drawing 10 cards and then the next one
Playing another one.
Yeah, it has like a time walk effect to it. So I guess like cards like Skullcrack, because they say like damage can't be prevented. Or is that the one? What's the other one? Atarka's Command. Damage can't be prevented. It's not the.
There's also the card from Lorwyn that costs 1 red.
Well, there's players can't gain life, and then there's damage can't be prevented, which are two very different things. Like, I think Skullcrack says like players can't gain life, right?
Yes.
And then I think Atarka's Command is it's the same thing, but it says like damage can't be prevented. That nonsense. So, all right. Oh, Saffron Olive again. You know,
Paper Players doesn't exist at this point.
this fucking guy. Every week with this guy. So I made a Twitter
He had a
post.
laugh in there about it too.
Yeah.
Wow.
Just
Way to go, bud.
Yeah, what a
I
jerk.
actually agree with this.
Yeah, me too. And our Facebook followers did not. They hated my guts. They were like, "You're a pussy." Like
You're not even trying.
they said all these kind of words, everything. What you could.
If you're playing Commander to win, then sure, I can understand not liking this because you want it to happen as fast as you can and as efficiently. But like when I play Commander, a lot of the time, yeah, it's fun to win, but I'm doing it to like hang out with people. It's like poker night almost. Like you know, you're just playing cards with friends, enjoying yourself. I don't care if I win or lose, and these make that not feel that way because someone goes Soul Ring, Mana Vault, and it's like, all right, great, let's just go to the next game.
Yeah, I have people tell me the
He
percentages.
got a lot of flack. He got a lot of flack for posting that, but I generally
I don't understand why.
I don't care about fast. Like I'll play it with my CEDH deck, but like when I'm trying to have fun with friends, I just play a deck. I don't play. I play Soul Ring. Soul Ring's like kind of hard to combat because it comes with every deck now. But
Well, right.
I like I'm an advocate. I'm a big advocate for not needing a Mana Crypt or a Mana Vault or
Well, I thought it was really funny.
Grim Monolith, Chrome Mox. You don't need all that.
There was like a guy who I was arguing with who was like, "Well, I don't like Mana Vault or Mana Crypt because they cost too much." And I'm like, "Well, you can proxy it. Most play groups really don't care
Right.
anymore."
That's
And
it. You're banned.
and he just didn't come back from that. He didn't say nothing.
Well, he might read just tweet limit. Oh wait, we're on Facebook. The superior.
Superior
The superior.
platform.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Facebook, you just have to be louder than the other person.
Yeah. I got a kick out of the discussions that were around, and it was actually a pretty divided community in the sense of like people were like, "Yeah, I'm for this. Like Soul Ring can kiss my ass." It's like just I want to play long games, and people are like, "I don't want to sit at a table for 4 hours." It's like, well, I do if it's with friends, and if it's with random. Well, let me rephrase that.
Yes.
I like to play games that are moving, like that go in a vibe. And I think when we play Cat Magic, it's really hard because it's like so much of the time it's like what is on someone else's field versus like we're all sitting around just going around and around. No, I
And
know.
like talking to each other and stuff like that. Yeah.
And then
I mean, I like turns to go quickly, but I don't want the game to end quickly.
right.
That's the key.
Says the guy that combo wins every time.
You're too slow.
Yeah.
What are you talking about? I suck. I lose all the time.
Yeah. Yeah. And I have this idea of like what EDH or commanders in my head, and then when I go to like try to execute it, and it's not with like you guys, it's with like randoms. I go, oh,
Bad. It's just bad.
this is and then I just think this.
Who let the dogs out?
That's all I think. So,
Uh-huh.
but yeah,
I should have never showed you that.
what? Who let the dogs out? Or the?
No, the
No.
sound bar.
Why not?
The ability to be a freaking goober. Why not? He says as he blares sounds into your ears.
Yeah.
Well, you don't like this?
You don't like noises? Just like... All right, guys. Yesterday was July 4th. Back to back World War champs as always. So we have the top 8 Jeskai cards or the top 8 USA cards. So number 8, Zidru the Greathearted. This was the
I
kick up.
really like this card.
You don't? This is
I
like
just have
Oh, he
never
said he
liked-
did.
So people really like this card.
it was the kickoff of a new era of Magic. So this is because prior to like these
The OG commander deck.
yeah, prior to like these, there was not a lot of options for like Jeskai. You had like the one Elder Dragon,
Yeah.
and
And
then
some weird stuff from Legends.
I don't think Legends they didn't believe in enemy colors at the time.
Thought they
Like,
did.
No, was there a single Jeskai card? I don't know if it was any good.
no, not in Legends. 100% not in Legends.
Okay.
Yeah, the enemy colors got really popular with Apocalypse because they came out with the enemy Painlands, and then
There's like a dragon.
because the whole idea, like, so one of the core fundamentals of Magic way back in the day was like allied colors. We want you to play with the allied colors because thematically these are the colors that bond together and they work well. So like enemy colors were like never to be sought. They just sucked all the time. They were never good. And then Apocalypse came, and that's when Vindicate came out, and that changed. It was like, hey, we've never explored this idea with like enemies like bonding, and that's where they did Apocalypse, and then all the greats like Pernicious Deed, Vindicate, like all these crazy enemy like colored cards that just took Magic and like put it on its head, and that's where like the Rock and all that stuff comes out. But prior to that, it's not like there wasn't dual colored enemy colored decks because Mono Greed, Deranged Hermit plus whatever in black was really powerful. It's just they never designed cards in that vein, and when that happened, it was like the world changed. So until then, like if you go back and look at like EDH's history prior to this Commander deck, I think there's like 3 or maybe 2 Jeskai Legends total, and one of them
I
is
was gonna say is Lightning Angel legendary.
it is not, but one of them is Nuance the Devastator from yep.
Yeah, Newmount. I remember his name even. Yeah.
Yeah, that's when they did the 5 other Elder Dragons. And this is one of the few reasons that EDH became a thing before it was Commander, because the idea of Elder Dragon Highlander was to pick one of the 10 Elder Dragons. The Jeskai or the Wedges ones were better because those 5 had they had new updated templating, whereas the other 5 had like cumulative upkeep of whatever, like Nico Bolas and Arcades, all those ones that kind of like really sucked. But those were the idea of EDH was to pick one of those 10 cards and build a 3-color deck before it got to what it is today. All right, number 6, Mantis Rider. Remember this card being good?
This card occasionally sees play still.
Yeah.
This card still see play. This card will blow you out if you let it.
Yeah, it's certainly like I remember it being a complete standard powerhouse because like both Siege Rhino and this were in the same deck, which is kind of ridiculous. But also before MH2, humans was like a pretty popular thing for a while, and this was in there.
Yep. That card's real good at one point.
Yeah, it's kind of
I
lost its
remember
way.
facing down 2 of them once with like a bunch of counters on it from Thalia's lieutenants, and I still won that game somehow. But
Yeah.
I remember it's scary.
All right. Next on the list is
Brazen Borrower.
Lightning Angel
Lightning
from
Angel.
Apocalypse. So, yeah, this is a pre-modern bomb. It's one of the faces of pre-modern just because it's part of the deck is what they call it.
Oh, yeah.
And this is one of the first cards that like kind of changed Magic's perspective of like what cards are. And Lightning Angel, it doesn't look like much now, but back then it was like the card. And especially because it was those colors, and it just happened to be that people love those colors. But again, if you play pre-modern, you'll see this card. It's super sweet. I love it because it doesn't die to bolt, and that's like one of the premier cards in that format, aside and next to like Swords of Plowshares. But again, super cool and iconic for its time.
It'd be kind of dumb if Lightning Angel died to Lightning Bolt.
Yeah, it would be strange. Jeskai Ascendancy,
Oh, man.
the one of the cards that like showed us the 12, 15 different avenues of combo that can exist, whether it's with milling yourself, untapping your thing, getting hex, whatever it is. There's just so many different ways for this card to combo. And honestly, like
Rude.
it's pretty sweet, man. Like this card's awesome.
This card still pops up occasionally.
Yeah, you'll get got by it. And if you haven't played against this card, you're certainly going to lose a game to it trying to figure out how it's beating you. You're just going to be like,
Yep.
what does this do?
Right. It's like, what is happening?
Yeah, and then you're like, oh, so I got to counter the Jeskai Ascendancy so I don't lose. So, yeah, this card's sweet. There was a standard deck with it. When Pioneer first took off, it was pretty popular because Treasure Cruise plus it was
I
pretty
don't
dumb.
really like that card.
Yeah. I was more of a Abzan guy during this time, but this definitely saw some serious play. All right. Number 3, this is a newer one, Hinata. It's just got a great build-around ability, and it's from the new Kamigawa set, but it is super sweet with EDH and all the X spells. Now that your X spells essentially cost 0 as far as you have as many targets, so that card's really dope. So cards like Fireball, Comet Storm, all those X spells that do things, and you can get X amount of damage in them. Plus, what's the
I used,
most
I
busted
used
thing you
to
do with it?
Magma Opus.
Yeah, that's a
was
sick
really
one.
gross with this. I used to play in Standard a lot. I love this card.
That's a good one, man. But again, it's like one of those. It's the design of modern Magic where it's like 4 mana, 4/4 flying trample. Like, look at these stamp stats. It's so powerful.
Yep.
Plus, and then
And it taxes your opponent while like cheapening stuff for you.
I think people forget about that one all the time. So they're just like, yeah, I'll just remove it. You're like, well, you don't have the mana for it. Sorry. Like,
But yeah,
whoops. So that card gets on that list. Number 2, Narset Enlightened Master, one of the like fringe EDH, CDH like cards that's like popular because this has a billion ways to get infinite turns. You know, every time they print another take an extra turn card, it gets thrown into this deck, and I think there's like a total of like 18 of them now, maybe less than that. Like,
there's a lot.
yeah, they just keep coming out with like take an extra turn, do X, take an extra turn, exile this, take an extra turn, do this. So like once you get the ball rolling on this, eventually you just like beat down your opponent by just taking all the turns. So, and with that you get all the attack steps, and as you see with this color pie, it's real easy to set the top of your deck. So yeah, and then lastly, the number 1 is Kaikar Wind's Fury, which is still in the CDH world. It's probably this is one of those things, if you're not paying attention to this at the table, you're gonna lose to it. Just because it makes so many spirits, and cards like Underworld Breach make this card absolutely a powerhouse. But Underworld Breach plus anything is dumb. So, but
And then you play Jeskai Ascendancy.
anything that goes with that. But I think this card, I know, Jeff, you were talking a little bit about CDH, and a while back they scrubbed the database for the CDH decks because there was a lot of fluff in there, and it's really narrowed down to like 60 decks. There's not that many. It used to be like 400, and
Damn.
yeah, it used to be like, oh my Gitrog monster is so good.
It's so good.
Yeah, it was like
That's how
top
you are.
30.
Yeah, so
It's so good.
it is certainly a banger, but yeah. So
I'm excited to build Magda.
I'll send you a list.
I
It's
always
super
wanted
cool.
to play- yeah, I've always wanted to play Magda.
The biggest change you can make to your list that's not common is Vidalcan Arari. A lot of people don't play that card, and I do.
Which one's that?
It gives it all your artifacts, or is it all permanents you control have flash, or all artifacts?
Oh,
No,
Vidalcan
just-
Ori. It's the 4-mana artifact. Never
Yeah,
mind. Okay, it's
a lot of lists
all
don't play it.
cards.
So yeah, it allows you to win at instant speed, whereas the other
Antonio plays that card.
whereas like other
Anto-
lists, yeah.
Antonio's strategy is build profit accrue face. Build your own profit accrue face.
Yeah,
You're too slow.
they should really unban that card, but
No, they shouldn't.
yeah.
Like, nothing good comes from unbanning it.
Why?
It's honestly like I hate using this explanation, but it just makes games take so much longer because you're
Takes
it's
yeah,
2 people
it's-
playing each turn. It's so
It's
annoying.
like they're just it makes the masturbation longer.
Okay.
It's just it's just an edging card.
if it didn't say like you could cast creatures with flash, it would be fine because it would just be, what is that, Seagate Oracle or whatever, or Seaborn Muse.
Yeah.
The fact that you're able to cast your creatures and stuff just makes it so much more annoying.
Yeah, I didn't really play EDH at that time. I think
Oh my
I
God.
left EDH when they were like Primeval Titans banned. I was like, you guys are fucking shoes. Like, all of you. Like, oh, he's
that-
got 2 more lands.
Prophet of Kufrix is probably when I played casual EDH the most. We were playing like almost every night, and I played against this so much, and it's just so annoying to like be like, all right, I'm gonna do these 2 things. All right, wait, end of your turn, I'm gonna play. Go to the next person, and it's just literally
Sure.
everyone's end step. It's like, oh my god, can
Gotcha.
you win already?
Yeah. But most of the people are like, I just want to show you all of my deck. You got to see all of it.
Yep.
Yeah.
Is that other
Yeah,
untap
but-
all lands card?
I have it.
Still
you're talking
legal?
about coming
Yeah,
out right
Seaborn Muse, it's legal.
No, the
number
other one.
70,
Which one?
Which
according
card?
to Mox
It's like the
Field.
enchantment.
There's like, yeah, untap here.
That was
Oh,
played
yeah,
in
yeah, that's not
beat-
banned.
Return to
I've
Return to
beat a lot of
Ravnica.
it.
Was like really
Oh,
popular.
wait, you were talking about Wilderness Reclamation?
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, that's legal. 'Cause
Yeah,
Why?
that's
Same thing.
it doesn't untap till ended on your end step.
yeah. You only get one additional. You only get one
Oh, okay.
additional phase.
I was thinking it was all.
No.
I'm just dumb. Ignore me.
Yeah, we're doing that. It's real easy.
Uh-huh.
Here's all the cards that say untap everything. This card.
Wait. Johnny taps, I thought, not untaps.
Yeah, it's probably not. It includes untap all lands, and it has untap here and destroy lands all here. So it counts, okay? It counts. At the beginning of each.
These cards are banned.
So Awakening's probably pretty fun. Kind of the same thing. Yeah, Profit, that's the big one. You may cast creature cards. Okay, so stupid. And yeah, there's not that many. So you have this one, Zakama, which is a pretty fun one to play with. Any kind of blink strategy. Flipping coin cards, those are always fun. Wonder how much the card cost. Psh, bulk.
Most of these are bulk.
Bulk. This card anything? Oh, that still holds $10. This is pay 10 life, untap all lands. It's pretty goddamn good.
Yep, you can activate it once
Yeah.
per turn.
Yeah. These are the fun cards, but again, all right. Yeah, every country in the world belongs to America.
Bandicoot.
Yeah.
That movie was so terrible.
Dude, it's great. It's
It was mediocre.
I haven't gone back to go like revisit it, but I definitely watched it when I was like 15, and you know anything that was like fart
Well,
poop poop
yeah.
puke puke. It's like, oh, this is the funniest thing I've ever heard.
Pinnacle of comedy, baby.
Yeah, baby. So, all right, Josh, get us out of here.
Fuck.
Jesus.
Uh,
Do you have to make it the loudest, most aggressive version you can find?
I kind of made these
What
in a
is this?
pinch.
Oh.
I can adjust the volumes on them. They're not that hard.
All right, Josh, hot take.
fireworks should be on the 4th of July and not the 3rd. It's Wednesday, my dude.